The United Nations and other agencies in Nigeria involved in humanitarian work defied the early morning rain in Abuja to mark the Humanitarian Day in honor of aid workers all over the world. It was also specifically dedicated to humanitarian workers who died in the course of duty. Moyo Thomas reports.
To mark the International Humanitarian Day, humanitarian workers and emergency professionals gathered for an early morning walk and light exercises to commemorate the importance of aid workers, especially women in the field. This year's celebration is focused on female aid workers. Women have been at the receiving end of humanitarian service as victims of war and also targets in providing succor. Nigeria still mourns the death of Seifura Hussaini, Hamed Kosa, and Hawa Muhammad Liman, all midwives with ICRC abducted and killed by Boko Haram in Ran, Borno State. Faye Muni, a British national who works with Mercy Corps, was also killed in Kaduna State. The critical message being put forward for this year's World Humanitarian Day is enough of attacks on aid workers, especially women caregivers.
Women bring a perspective in terms of a better understanding of the unique situation of women and girls. The crisis as we currently have it in the northeast, and that is Borno, Adamawa and Yobe, is mainly characterized by women and children as the face of the vulnerability. 80% of the population is women and children, and that brings a very strong gender dimension.
Other humanitarian actors to celebrate women who have participated in humanitarian activity. Today is especially dedicated to them, those who have lost their lives in the cause of humanitarian assistance to vulnerable groups.
Women have a vital role in peace support operations. Apart from belonging to the vulnerable group, they are also victims. So for a woman to step out and support humanitarian operations, she must be a strong black woman.
The Northeast conflict that started 10 years ago with no end in sight have claimed the lives of 37 aid workers, with several still held captives. This commemoration is to drive home the fact that a lot still needs to be done in the Northeast.
Humanitarian emergencies are on the increase. For the past 10 years, we have seen more emergencies resulting in a lot of displacements. You have humanitarian emergencies, there are people who care, and these people are the humanitarians that we are remembering today.
Mainstreaming of gender in the development of strategies to assist victims or survivors of violence, mainstreaming of gender in humanitarian action to ensure that women and children who are most affected are catered for. Special provisions should be made.
It is expected that raising awareness on the work of humanitarians and their importance will bring an end to all forms of attacks on them. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.